Hello everyone, this is Sean, and we're just going to do a quick tutorial here on creating your articles and your videos, and this is in no way going to be an extensive training on everything there is to know about articles and videos. The point of this little tutorial is just to give you enough information to get going and get you in motion and get you comfortable with just starting to create this kind of content that you can put out in the form of articles and videos. So the first, actually, I am out of order here. Hold on a second. Just gave you a sneak peek into the final slide. So the first thing about articles is that there are two types of articles. There are tribe articles and there are traffic articles. And what I mean by that is your tribe is your community, it's your seeker, the collection of all your seekers, your audience, the people that are following you, and so forth. So you have a little bit more leeway with those articles, meaning that they already know you. There's already a connection established, and they are familiar with your voice and so forth. So the rules, if there are any rules for writing articles, are a little bit more lenient with, or when rather you are connecting with your tribe. Your traffic articles are different because that's your cold market, meaning these people don't know you. So the articles and the titles and everything has to be a little more intriguing. Got to be a little catchier. You just don't have the luxury of people already knowing you, and they're not going to give you as much time to really grab them, right? You got to get them really quick, and so those need to be written just a little bit differently than the articles that you write, with people that you already have an established connection with and so forth. Reminder here is that all articles should have a call to action. We refer to that as a CTA generally, and by call to action I mean when you're writing a tribe article, let's say, and you put it on your blog, you want to engage people somehow. Now, that call to action could be to comment in the comment section. It could be to like. It could be to share the article on Facebook or Twitter, other social media platforms. It could be to just do something like, maybe you're going to tell them to, maybe you just wrote an article on writing goals, and you're going to tell them to pull out a pad of paper and a pen and to write their top 3 goals they want to create this year. Just something to get them in motion so that they don't just read the article and then, click off the page. You want to engage them somehow so there's some kind of interaction. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to get everybody to do that, but you want to plant the seeds for that at the very least. With your traffic articles, your call to action is going to be an opt-in page, meaning you're going to take people to a certain site where you're wanting them to join your community. I'll show you an example of that in a moment. Also with your tribe articles, just kind of like a soft guideline, I would recommend keeping them somewhere around 300 to 1,000 words. 300 to 400 words is usually about 1 page in Microsoft Word or in Pages if you're using a Mac, which you all should be. So it's really not long. This is 1 to 3 pages roughly, and they should definitely be in your own voice. A lot of people write articles and I think they sound a little bit too salesy. It's important, especially with your tribe, that it's more conversational. And over the course of time, you're going to develop your own energy in the articles, your own voice and so forth. And you also want to make them easy to read. And what I mean by this is the way that you lay out the article. You want to make it easy to read for the skimmers, because some people are going to come by and they're just going to skim the information. They're not going to read these giant paragraphs. And if they see a bunch of paragraphs or huge paragraphs, they tend to not want to consume the information. So for me personally, I like to write my tribe articles where each paragraph is only about 3 to 5 visual lines. Not 3 to 5 sentences, but 3 to 5 visual lines on the paper. And that sometimes is just 1 sentence. And a lot of times my paragraphs are just a short sentence where it's like 5 words, period. Because that's how we talk a lot of times, and we'll just make one statement that sort of stands on its own. And maybe I'll take you to, well, you'll see one of my articles here in a moment. And actually, I don't know if it's written this way, so we'll see. We'll see if this article that I wrote years ago, I think I'm going to try to find one online here, will stand up to these standards. Now, a traffic article, actually, that's the kind I'm going to show you. A traffic article, again, is a little bit different because you don't have the luxury that I talked about before. So you want them to be shorter. You want it to be more catchy. You want it to be a little bit more intriguing. 300 to 500 words is what I would suggest. Frameworks are great. Things like the 7 tips to make more money or the top 3 reasons people don't get their goals. Things like that are tangible and detailed and just simple. They sound really simple to read. That's what people really enjoy. Now, on the traffic article, as I mentioned, you're going to have a call to action, and it's going to be in the last paragraph. There's going to be a short benefit-driven bio, and there's also going to be a link to an opt-in page. Let me go ahead and show you one of mine right now. I did a search earlier on, let's see, Selfgrowthcom, and then my name. And here's what showed up. Articles from Sean Smith. So apparently years ago, looks like 2009, I submitted these 4 articles on this website, Selfgrowthcom, which is really cool. And so let's look at the top one here. The 4 most important self-esteem building words to say to children. Obviously, I was trying to be pretty catchy with the title. And there's 1,459 people that have seen this article. Actually, I had no idea that there was this many people that saw this article until literally like 20 minutes ago from the time that I'm now recording this. And if you add these up, I mean, it's over 3,000 people, probably close to like 3,700 people that have seen these articles, which is really cool. I had no idea. And you can see that they give you a star rating and so forth. So what I did is I clicked on how all limiting beliefs are created, and I'm going to share with you a couple huge mistakes that I just realized I made literally as I was looking at these articles getting ready to do this tutorial. So if you take a look at this article, it's written pretty well in terms of each paragraph is really simple. Ingredient number 1, number 2, number 3. I don't think I had the ability to highlight and bold. I think I probably did that. I'm sure I did in my article, but they took the formatting out when they posted this. But if people were going to skim, these kind of function as bullets. Ingredient 1, ingredient 2, ingredient number 3. You got a little Q&A and so forth. And then down here, let me see if I remember how to zoom in here. I think it's Control, Command. Nope. Oh, there you go. Cool. Now I forgot what I did. Oh, okay, cool. Command and plus. I can zoom in. So if we zoom in here and scroll down, here is my author bio. Down here, this is the call to action. I'll zoom in a lot so you can see it. So it says on November 17, 2005, Sean dropped all of his limiting beliefs in one powerful 12-minute exercise with the help of a coach. Within 18 months, his yearly income became his monthly income, and his happiness in all areas of life skyrocketed. He's now a certified master results coach, passing the same empowerment tools on to thousands of people. That very same life-changing exercise, as well as tons of resources to help you get out of your own way, is waiting for you at empowermenttips.com. So that's what you want to do, is have some sort of short bio. You can see that I try to be pretty catchy and sort of sexy with results, and I said that same exercise is waiting for you right here. So all you got to do is click this link. But let me share with you the mistake that I made that I just now realized. When you click on this link, empowermenttips.com, it takes you to a god-awful just a horrific page that's not even spaced correctly. So this box over here is supposed to be over here on the left-hand side, and I don't get hardly anybody opting in on this page, and because I can tell when they opt in, and probably it's because they come to this page and it looks warped, you know, it looks terrible. So I just literally like realize right now how terrible this page was. So no wonder. The other mistake that I made was that this article is really about, oh no, this is okay, how all limiting beliefs are created. I thought this article was on parenting, and then I'm driving them to a generic page, but that's not true. So this article is on just general limiting beliefs, and then I'm driving them to a general page. One thing I just noticed is that you've got words in here like wisdom and dreams. These are hyperlinked by this website. I did not do that. So that's one of the things that, you know, there's nothing to be concerned about, just to know that some of these article sites are going to hyperlink some words in your articles, and I don't know why, but you really can't do much about that. So anyway, let me kind of zoom back here. So that is what a traffic article looks like. You definitely want to, oh, they've got a little exit pop up there. Now let me show you a huge mistake that I made, and I just realized it today. This was actually very painful. So we've got this article. This is my most read article on this site. 1,459 visitors. Watch this. So the 4 most important self-esteem building words. So obviously this is a pretty enticing article and title because people are reading it. I'm only got a 2-star rating, which I only got 1 vote, so that doesn't make me feel too good. And anyway, when you get down to the bottom here, Sean Smith is a certified results coach and master practitioner of neurolinguistic programming, teaches parents, teachers, community leaders how to create high self-esteem, genuine confidence, and unlimited belief in children. To claim more complimentary tips, include a free copy of Sean's audio program, The 5 Most Common Ways That Well-Meaning Parents Destroy Their Children's Self-Esteem and Confidence. Go now to empoweredparentingtips.com. Woohoo, this is exciting, and the freaking website is not there. So at some point in time, since I published this article and decided to drive people to that website, the URL expired. I didn't even know. I wasn't paying attention. And I don't know how many of these, you know, nearly 1,500 people read this article, clicked on that link, and was denied access. It's like they got rejected in basketball. And that's not cool because, you know, that's the kind of stuff that sticks. So their first impression of me is disappointment if they clicked through to the link, and that really didn't sit well with me. And I can promise you I will go back in and figure out how to change that link if I can change that article, or if I can't edit it, then, you know, I obviously have to get that URL back and running. So let me show you how it should look. At least one of these articles actually takes people to where I want them to go. Let's see if this one does. How limiting beliefs are created in early childhood. This is a parenting article. Nearly all limiting beliefs in childhood. Ingredient number 1. Okay, cool. So Sean Smith, certified life coach, blah blah blah. Go to raisingempoweredkids.com. You go here, and this is a very old opt-in page, but it's still live and it doesn't look all warped. And even though I am kind of uncomfortable in this video, it's like I'm in your personal space, you know. I don't know if I was trying to lick the lens of the camera or what was going on here, but I cringe when I see this opt-in page. This was put up a long time ago. It was put up with a flip camera. And I mean, you just look at the busyness in the background. It's quite embarrassing, actually. But it's still working, I guess. And actually, you know, I was just telling somebody the other day how terrible this website is. But as soon as I told them that, the very next day somebody subscribed. And not only did they subscribe, on the very next page they ordered this CD called 5 Most Common Ways Well-Meaning Parents Destroy Self-Esteem and Confidence. So this is in my opinion, in my standards now, this is a brutal video. Audio's not good. I am uncomfortable. You know, I mean, like I said, I cringe at it now, but it still works. And that's one of the things that you got to remember with your content is, you know, allow yourself to be a beginner and just get it going, get it in motion, get it up, get it out there, and you know, people will find you. So anyway, I just wanted to show you a little bit of how it works with the traffic articles. So let's go back to our tutorial here. Now let's talk a little bit about videos. If I can get to this next slide. There's two types of videos, very similar to articles. There's tribe videos, there's traffic videos. There's two types of delivery. There are on-camera videos where you're in front of the camera and you're talking and people can actually see you. And there are screen capture videos, which is basically what I'm doing right now. So you can't see my face and you can only hear my you know, my voice. And there are benefits to each one of them. I think on-camera videos you have a little bit more ability to kind of you know, share your energy with people. With screen capture videos, I think the benefit is you don't have to worry about being in front of the camera. For some people, you know, maybe their energy is just not right, or maybe they don't like being in front of the camera, maybe they haven't gotten clear of their fears and limiting beliefs and so forth. With screen capture videos, you don't have to be in front of the camera, so you can avoid all that stuff. You just have to do a little bit more preparation and create slides like I did here and so forth. If you're going to do screen capture, there's two softwares that I would recommend. ScreenFlow for all of you using a Mac, and you all should be using a Mac. And for those of you that are still using PCs, then for the time being, until you make that switch to the Mac, you can look up Camtasia. And there might be other screen capture softwares for PCs. I haven't looked in a long, long time. But you can take a look. Maybe there's even some free stuff out there. I don't know. Now, videos don't have to be perfect. That's one of the things that cause a lot of people to resist doing videos, is because there's perfectionism out there. And not only do they not have to be perfect, I actually suggest they're not perfect, because it allows people to connect with you more. You become a little bit more relatable when you're not this perfect, you know, delivery pitch man or pitch woman. You can tell by the, you know, by this particular tutorial that I'm certainly not concerned about being perfect, and it's easy to just get in front of the camera or just get in front of your screen in this case and flow. And I think people really appreciate that. Today there's sort of like this YouTube generation, YouTube energy that people appreciate, and to some extent they actually expect the videos to be a little bit more conversational. Now, I'm not saying all your videos need to be that way. There are certain markets, or there might be certain reasons that you want to put on a little bit more of a professional face or professional feel, and that's fine. But all videos don't have to be that way. That's the main point I want to make here. And a couple last points here. Titles are definitely important. You want to be catchy. You want to give people something that they are looking for. You want to be explicit, be direct, be transparent. Don't try to be clever with your titles. That's a mistake that I made a lot of times in the beginning. Just give people exactly what you think they want to hear, because they're skimming, you know, and your titles are trying to sell them to click through to read the article, and that you only have, you know, a split second to sell them with just the title, and they will make a judgment based on the title whether they want to read or not. So be intentional with those titles, and don't disappoint people. And what I mean by that is, if you have a title that says the 7 things that you can do every morning to increase your self-confidence, deliver on that. Don't have a title that sounds really sexy, but when people click through, you disappoint them because you don't deliver the content that you basically promised in the titles. Otherwise, people will stop clicking through to your titles, and that's really damaging and dangerous when you do that with your tribe. So deliver on what you promise, and your titles are one of your promises. Where you can go to get your content, your ideas for your articles and for your videos, I would say pull out your content skeleton, which is referred to as the system of solutions in the full-time coach project. If you've gone through that, you can refer back to call number 3. If you've not yet gone through the full-time coach project, it's in call number 3, so you can just immediately go there if this is something you want to take action on right away, and I can walk you through, how to create your content and how to do your mile markers and break it down and so forth. All of that is such rich guidelines. It's a rich framework for you to just tap into and create tons of articles and tons of videos. You can use your mile markers, you can use your steps, you can use the frameworks. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you can go into and pull out from the content skeleton. You can also take a look at other people's content. Pay attention to what other people are writing. Pay attention to their videos. It'll usually spark your own ideas. Don't be afraid to be controversial. Just model what other people are doing. Don't copy what other people are doing. Just model what other people are doing. And I think one of the most critical things you can do, especially in your videos, is to have fun. Because with your videos, whether you're a screen capture like this or you're in front of the camera, there's a lot more modalities that you are relating to and that you are appealing to. So people can hear your voice inflection, they can feel your energy, they can get a sense of your personality. So the more fun and the more authentic you are, the better it's going to be. Your articles, you don't have as much leeway because people are only reading your written word. But if you are fun and you're still conversational, some of that energy and personality can still be conveyed a little bit. And be unique and be authentic. So all of this tutorial is about giving you guidelines. I want to get you in motion. I don't want you to fit into these parameters, okay? And remember, especially for those of you that are going to be with us in the Marketing Mastery for Coaches program, just because you write an article and you do a video doesn't mean you have to use it. So I want you to just get in motion. I want this tutorial to help you just simply get in motion. I don't want you to succumb to any of the perfectionism. I don't want you to freak yourself out by thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to get in front of the camera and the whole world's going to see me. No, the whole world's not going to see this first one. There are so many videos that I did that nobody ever saw because I hated them or I changed my mind after I filmed them. And of course, you'll never see them because they never made their way to any public forum. But if I hadn't done the videos that I hated, I wouldn't have gotten to the videos that I just was displeased with. And if I hadn't done all the videos that I was displeased with, I would have never gotten to the videos that I was mildly satisfied with. And if I hadn't have done those, I would have never gotten to the videos that I liked. And if I hadn't gotten to those, I would have never gotten to the videos that I loved, right? So there's this, stage process where you go through certain stages and evolution in your content and the technology and the software and all that stuff. You've got to allow yourself to get in motion. So that's what I want for you. I want you to get in motion, write some articles, do some videos, not for the purpose of sharing it with the entire world yet, but for the purposes of getting in motion so that your material, your content, your message can evolve. So hopefully this tutorial has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, please, I'm all ears. Send me an email, comment, do whatever you can to get my attention, and I'll help you out however I am available and however I possibly can. Take care, everybody. Get in motion. Get your message out there. People need your help.